Discussion this morning with a conversation about Men's Gold Limited. Of course, I am Daniel Dazi. I'm in the studio here with Malik Abbas Dabo and Raymond Aqua. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Number 3, good morning. I'm excited this morning.
Are you excited about greeting me for the third time?
Yes,
Number 3,
clearly. Yeah, number 3.
One before 6 o'clock, which is quite unusual.
One
but
after.
we took it. Yeah, one after.
One during usual time. Then number 3.
It's like a holy trinity of greeting.
I agree perfectly.
Okay, so we want to get into the findings that we have regarding operations of Men's Gold. Malik, you have been interacting with some customers of Men's Gold, and they have been telling you the processes that you go through when you want to do business with this organization. What have you gathered?
Okay, so Daniel, this is how the whole process works. And when we were reading all the letters written by the Minerals Commission, the agreement signed with the government and everything, one thing was clear. The company is involved in the dealings of gold. What the company has done, and there are those who believe that what the company is doing is devising an intelligent way of circumventing regulations of the Bank of Ghana to take deposits. So if you enter the brew marketing consult, that is the department where the gold is sold, you have an inscription written there that we do not accept cash deposits here. It is boldly written there. But then people go and buy the gold with cash. So you pay for the gold, you leave the money, they take the gold, and then you go to Men's Gold, which is located at this Legon. And then you go and leave the gold there with the receipt that you would have taken from when you purchased the gold. You go and enter whatever information you have, and then you leave it there, and then monthly you come back and take your returns. What is happening is that if you invest 24,000 cedis and above, you are entitled to 10% interest on whatever investment you have made, 24,000. If you invest less than 24,000, the commission that you are entitled to is 7%. Now, when you go and buy gold, assuming that I have 24,000, I want to enjoy the 10%, and I go and buy 24,000 worth of gold, I am, by the process, expected to pay 5% commission in addition to that 24,000. So, Raymond, you calculate 5% of 24,000. So you add that 5%, that cash, to the receipt, to the gold, and then you submit it at Men's Gold. And then you fill the forms, and you provide your passport pictures and the passport pictures of your next of kin and everything, and you submit to them, and then you leave. From the day when you have submitted these, every month you come and they calculate 10% of the 24,000, which is 2,400, and give to you as your commission. If you did this, and you can choose to do it for a minimum of 3 months or a maximum of 12 months. So you can do it 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or 12 months. So assuming you chose 12 months, every month you go to the Men's Gold office at East Legon, you fill out the form, take your 2,400 cedis and go home until the 12th month, when you are at liberty to either roll this over or take your principal capital, and then you move. Beyond this, they did something somewhere in December last year, where they allowed people to make a certain investment which entitled you to 12%. In addition to that, somewhere in June this year again, they did another promotion, which promotion also entitled people to another 12%. But with the June promotion, you paid 400,000 and they gave you 520,000 worth of gold. And how the system worked under this promotion was that if you paid the 400,000, they will give you 520,000 worth of gold. You pay 5% on the 520,000, but you then enjoy 12% commission or interest on the 520,000 every month, even though the actual cash that you gave was 400,000. You calculate 12% of 520,000 every month and see how much money you take home. And if you did this for 6 months, you take your 12% every month. After the 6th month, you go and you take your principal capital, and then you can walk away with it. So those are the processes that and the kinds, the models that they have, and the various sums that you can invest. So, and usually I have, when you go there, you hear them say they largely don't accept check. You have to bring cash. So you see a lot of people bring bags of money and present this to them.
As brew marketing.
Yes, that's a brew marketing. That's where you buy the gold. People bring bags of money. And there are people who, all manner of people, there are people who actually go to the traditional banks, go and pick a loan, and then they go and buy the gold, submit the gold back to them, and then they go and take the returns, because the returns are so good.
Yeah.
Because if you are getting 12% per month, and if you were doing this for 12 months, you are getting 144%. There can't be any better business than
because
that.
Even if the loan charges you 50%, you still have
Absolutely
quite a tidy
great,
profit there.
But and we know that the interest rates from the traditional banks is not 50%.
No,
but
it's
granted
less.
it was, if you took that loan there and you went and deposited it at Men's Gold, you would get 144% at the end of the year, and so you can pay back the loan and then you make some money.
So this is what Malik has gathered about Men's Gold's operations by interacting with customers since we began looking into this story. Let's go ahead into some of the questions that have been raised about these various elements of what we have. Yesterday, Raymond, we began by looking at correspondence that has gone on between the Minerals Commission and Men's Gold, where the Minerals Commission pointed out to Men's Gold that we have authorized you or licensed you to purchase gold locally and export it internationally. And so you are not licensed to sell the gold to individuals or ordinary Ghanaians, if I can use that expression. And Malik states here clearly that from what we gather, any ordinary Ghanaian can walk into brew marketing, buy gold from them, and then take that gold to Men's Gold for the transactions to continue. Question here, is brew marketing licensed to sell gold? Is brew marketing even licensed to buy gold?
The answer is in the Minerals Commission statement. It says that since Men's Gold has not registered brew or any person as a licensed buying agent, no one can lawfully purchase gold on behalf of the company.
Okay, so the Minerals Commission statement gave that clear distinction that brew marketing is
brew.
not licensed.
Yes, that's what it says here. So it cannot, he has no registration or any other person has been licensed as a buying agent. Brew marketing or any of its assigned previous or the people that work for it can lawfully purchase gold on behalf of the company. That's what's stated in this particular law.
Remember that in the Men's Gold license, it is said that Men's Gold can buy gold, but it has to buy gold through an authorized agent. Mm-hmm. That agent can be an individual or a company. Mm-hmm. So we could have assumed that Brew may have been an agent. But then here, and even if they were unauthorized agents to buy gold for Men's Gold, they would have to buy the gold and give it to Men's Gold.
But they have to be registered first.
They are not registered.
Yes.
And what they are doing now is selling gold.
Yeah.
To the average Ghanaian.
Yeah.
But that's not the only leg of the business which we have to look at, because we have looked at how people buy the gold. Now it's up to the transactions that go on when the people take the gold to Men's Gold, which is another question, because here they take this amount of worth of gold and then they get an interest on it. So what do we know, Raymond, concerning those operations?
Okay, so we do know that, for example, when the people buy the gold, the understanding of what the history of this company has been is that some time ago it was deemed to have been operating without the appropriate licenses, even as a microfinance in the central region or thereabout. This is somewhere in 2014. I'm sure you've heard about this particular claim. That's when the Bank of Ghana came in with the claim that if you were operating under the guise of gold trading, and yet, in effect, what was happening in the central region, which is somewhere around Kaswa, was pure microfinance business of a sort, you cannot operate in that particular phase. So desist, regularize your operations, engage the right people, engage the right institutions, so that you can be able to do your job within the right frame of work.
Which year was that?
Time. We're talking about 2014. And
Weren't they Men's Bank at the time?
Yes, that's the name that it carried. It was based on some of these indications that even came out. The Men's Group people came out to say that we don't take deposits. So if you confused the bank at the tail end of our name to presume that we were taking deposits, Men's Gold is supposed to give you a clearer understanding.
Okay, so they changed the name to
Very
Men's Gold.
good.
But
To
that name
communicate
change was
exactly,
in 2017.
Exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So because there were several prompts from the central bank on exactly what ought to be done. And sure, these statements will be published all the time. In fact, we even thought at that time has been shut down because that Kaswa incident was very popular and many have heard about it in that case.
And Daniel, that's precisely the reason some believe that from day one, all of this was take deposits. But because there are stringent regulations by the Bank of Ghana and all of these institutions that regulate, and the laws that regulate the taking of deposits, devise a scheme where you can take the deposits, pay a return on the deposit, but you have circumvented the rules. That's what others are arguing. Because they cite the example, if you have two Toyota vehicle showrooms, one on Graphic Road, one at East Legon. You go to Graphic Road and buy, say, Toyota Land Cruiser, the one Raymond is aspiring to buy. You go and buy a Toyota Land Cruiser, drive it to the Toyota showroom at East Legon, park it there, tender your receipt to them, and walk away. So, in actual fact, have you bought gold? Have you bought gold? Because the item that you have purchased, you have actually returned it to the person from whom you purchased it.
No, but it was your property when you bought it. You could have taken it home, couldn't you?
But that's not the system. If you take it home, to what end? Because I think it's an investment. So you buy and take it home to do what with it? That's not how the system works. That's not the business. The business is that go and buy it. And if you talk to the officials, this is the guidance they give you. Go to Brew Marketing, buy the gold, bring it to us at Men's Gold, and then leave it with us. So the question is, that gold which you have bought and which you have submitted, how do we know that it is not the same gold which is returned to Brew Marketing for somebody else to go and buy? So how do we know that you're not circulating the same quantity of gold? And remember yesterday, Raymond was asking the question, if you read the license agreement, if you read the Minerals Commission statement, it is categorically clear that Men's Gold is only licensed to buy gold from
authorized agents, and small-scale miners.
Small-scale miners. We know that for the past year or so, no small-scale miner has engaged in any legitimate business. Now, that means that the source of the commodity itself has become a problem. But if I will buy the gold and go and leave it to Men's Gold, they will just simply return it to Brew Marketing, and somebody else will go and buy it, bring it, and then they will return it.
Allegedly, because we don't know if that is what is happening.
So the Toyota example I gave, those who make this analysis, they say, so you go buy the car from Graphic Road, go and park it at the showroom at East Legon. They drive it back to Graphic Road and leave it there. Somebody else will go and buy it and bring it there. All of the people who are buying it, their money stays with the company.
Yeah.
And the company pays them a return on this amount. So when you are going to put your money there, it is actually not the gold. The gold is only a tool for you to leave the money, to deposit the money with them. So you are buying gold, but you're not taking the gold to your house. You are returning the gold to the company from whom you are buying the gold. That's exactly what you are doing.
Yeah, that's an analysis that has been put out, but it's been insisted. And of course, we haven't asked Men's Gold to give us an inventory of all the gold that they have sold from
Men's
the very
Gold
beginning.
And Brew Marketing, do they belong to the same company? Are they sister companies?
According to the Minerals Commission statement, yes.
They're sister companies. This has not been rebutted. neither the lawyer nor Men's Gold itself has argued with that they deal in gold, and they say they deal in commodity trading.
Yes.
If you deal in commodity trading, it means you are selling the commodity, the people buy it and give it back to you. So you take the money and you take the commodity that they have bought from you. So have they actually bought a commodity?
You see, when you're in commodities trading, so you take the gold and you go and trade on it internationally.
I understand that.
So it's like, because if I were to buy bonds, or I were to buy shares in, say, multimedia, I have bought shares in multimedia. The shares are being traded. I can tell my stockbrokers to trade on the shares. So the shares are being traded. The shares are still mine. When at any point in time, the shares are mine. If, for instance, I want to go and liquidate my investment, I should be at liberty to take the gold I gave them back.
The shares example you are citing,
whilst
it makes sense to me, I do not know if you compare it to what is happening with Men's Gold, it works out. Because as I laid out, you go to brew marketing, buy the gold, go to Men's Gold, leave the gold with them, with your receipt that this is the amount of gold I bought. That's evidence of how much money you have spent. And the gold is physical testimony of how much you bought. And then you submit everything to them. You're not taking the gold away to go do anything. You're not going to go and make a ring out of it or anything.
Yeah.
You buy it and you submit it to them. So in essence, it is actually deposit taking, but by just using a clever means. That's the analysis.
Deposits in a form of gold.
Absolutely. But because you buy the gold with money. So even though the inscription is there that here we don't take deposit, but when you buy the thing and you send it back to them, in actual sense, it's just that you have gone to go and give them the money and you say, okay, this is the gold we are giving you. Okay, I've seen it. Okay, so you keep it with the money. So you have deposited money and they are giving you a return on it. So it's actually deposit taking. It's just that they just find a clever way of doing this.
The reason why I'm just raising these questions and I'm really want to come to is that there are even respected lawyers who raise this argument and say, okay, but it is an argument and people have counter arguments, people have counter opinions about this thing. Should we be saying that, stricto sensu, this is what it is? I mean, this is the deposit taken. Has the Bank of Ghana, for instance, been able to decide that this is the deposit taken and so it is wrong? Ray?
Okay, so, I mean, I am relying, and forgive me to do this, the concept, and I see where the problem here is about whether money in this case qualifies in the deposit part, and that if it's money that you're taking, if you take money as a generic term and embrace descriptions recognized as a representative of value in effecting payment for service or goods, you are likely to think that money in the narrow sense of only the medium of exchange. In that form, I mean, I would disagree with that. Look at how the Black Laws Dictionary defines money. It says that it is the medium of exchange authorized or adopted by a government as part of its currency, especially domestic currency. 2, assets that can be easily converted to cash. And I want you to take note of that. 3, capital that is invested or traded as a commodity. And 4, funds, sums of money. The fact that the word money, of course, I mean, has more than one meaning supports the view that if you have a simplistic or maybe a literal approach to the Act 930, you may think that the battle between Men's Gold and the BOG is in one single area. But let's look at it in more detail. What do you think is the context of this banking and deposit-taking institutions, what they call Act that the Bank of Ghana deals with, Act 930 deals with? What is our medium of exchange in general terms? And what are the most important points in this particular case? What I'm trying to say is that what constitutes the related matters is not mentioned in law. That's when you read Act, what they call 930, which is supposed to consolidate all laws relating to deposit taking, regulate institutions which carry on deposit taking business, and provide for relating matters. The fact that money, as used in Act 930, is not limited to cash alone. It's also applicable to other convertible assets and instruments in this case. And it's also applicable to other means that will include the gold that the men's gold is dealing with in this matter. And I find it very convenient that some choose the literal application of this particular Act 930, stay outside these confines. And yet the Minerals Commissions Act and the agreement and the license that gives to what they call it, men's gold, makes copious reference to the Bank of Ghana as a regulatory institution. So you have an agreement that states in part that the Bank of Ghana is part of your regulatory institutions. And yet you say, no. So far as the Act 930 doesn't mention gold, but it makes reference to money. And you close your eyes to the other interpretations of money that I've just read from you, and I'm sure every lawyer, Malik Meboa, Black Laws Dictionary, that's what they quote their definitions properly from, will give you a proper interpretation of that. So I think it's convenient argument, but there's a bigger call that's important. We will sit in this country, we will see danger, we'll pretend we have not seen the danger. It happened with these banks. Then it blows up in our face. Then later on, we come and try to solve the situation with in fairness, the poor people's money. And go back in circles and say that we could have done better regulatory work and dealt with the issue in a much more appropriate form.
Okay.
The history, the sequence, the chronology of events up until today suggests that we are not heading the right way with this matter.
It suggests.
Yes. But
despite the assurance given by the company and the confidence that the customers have.
Peram gave assurance. Do you know that? Do you know Peram?
Yes.
When we had that particular 90s, huge scandal, they gave assurances. The market women, the people who were saving there, the people who had interest in all of this, they were very excited about what they were getting out of that. But at the end of the day, state's responsibility is to regulate and make sure we don't become the DKMs, the Perams of our history are not repeated.
Let me ask Malik a question, since he's the one who has been speaking. He has been speaking to some of the customers. Malik, these customers you have interacted with, were they handed the gold after they paid the money?
Yes, they were handed the gold, but they returned the gold to Men's Gold. So in essence, you have actually not been handed the gold. And when you talk to some of the staff,
can they take the gold home? Can they, for example? So if me today, I go to a blacksmith, a goldsmith, and I want, how do you call it, a ring. When I go, it's gold I'm buying, to be fair. Let's say a wedding ring. When I'm able to purchase this wedding ring, I'll take it home. I don't go give the ring to another institution.
You can bring it to me.
It's not compulsory that I have to necessarily go and give the ring to another institution with the hope that they'll use the ring or the gold I bought for some other trading so that I'll get benefits from same.
The reason why you are buying the gold in the first place is not the gold that you want.
Brilliant. It's not because I want a ring.
It is the return that you will get on the gold.
So the logical sequence was that automatically when I buy from this guy, I have to necessarily take it to another institution.
Because that's the only way you get your return. Do you understand? Yes. So you buy the gold, and I know that gold was purchased, it was returned, the receipts were given, the processes were gone through. That's the only way you get your return back. So like Raymond is saying, you can't buy the gold and take it to your house. If you buy the gold and take it to your house, it is your loss.
But is it not, are you not at liberty to buy it and take it to your house?
No, that's not the process.
Even though it may be your loss.
But that's not the process. But that's not the process. Then you are not doing the business as they have laid out.
Men's Gold
then you are doing something else.
Okay.
Because the business is that you buy the gold and bring it back to them. And you were giving me a lecture about trading. So you buy the gold.
Commodities trading. I wasn't lecturing you.
You were giving education about it. So you buy the gold, you necessarily must return it to them.
Okay.
So whilst you have bought and paid, and the gold is in it's in carats or grades.
Yeah.
The depending on how much you are buying, you get a certain quantity.
Okay.
So if you buy a certain number, you pay a certain amount of money. So you pay this money to them and take the gold because you are having a receipt, which reflects how much gold you have bought, and the gold you are submitting to them must tally with the receipts that you are giving to them.
Malik,
so you
let
cannot
me
buy
read
the
this
gold
message.
And go and keep it at home.
Let me read this message from
a
listener.
I want a clarity on this matter. It only means that I mean, they are paying interest on the cash equivalent of the gold deposited.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it's a cash equivalent.
So what is the point?
It's a cash equivalent. That is why the rule is that if you submit for 24,000 and above, if you invest 24,000 and above, then you are entitled to 10% interest.
Yes.
10% interest on the 24,000. That's the calculation. So the calculation is on the amount.
Yeah, because for instance, they won't give you your interest in gold. So I mean, yeah.
Yes, the interest is giving you in cash, calculated on the basis of how much money you spent or how much money you submitted.
Let me read this message then. On July 27, 2017, I enrolled on the company's Gold Vault Markets product as follows. I purchased 4,000 Ghana cedis for 3 months at the interest or dividend of 7% per month. I was paid a commission of 200 Ghana cedis. No gold was cited throughout the transaction. Men's Gold collected the cash with the explanation that they would purchase the gold from Brew Consult on my behalf. That's a message there from a listener sharing her experience.
Okay. So this is the other way around. It's not the
She went
sequence.
straight to Men's Gold and she gave them the money.
And the people said, you're
And
going
then
to
that
buy
was it.
the gold from
Yeah.
Brew Consulting on her behalf.
Yeah.
Keep the gold. But give you returns on the amount relating to the gold that you've actually have with us in this particular case.
You know what? The Securities and Exchange Commission Act 216, it gives some definitions of of what we've been talking about. Yes, and my attention has been drawn to that. We'll take these important messages. When we come back, we'll read the relevant sections of that act and try and do so that we can have the education that we really need on this matter. It's 28 minutes past 8 on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM. Stay with us.
It's a new day.
I want you to first think big, not small. Think of how great we can be when we work together. Together, we can ensure that our hard work will provide a better future. Together, we can provide a foundation for you and your business to succeed, regardless of its size. Together, we can create opportunities for all.
You're ahead of the race.
Bank with us today and let's journey forward together.
Forward together.
Cowbank, forward together.
Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! Media is 50! Media, your number one air conditioner and appliance manufacturer, is 50 years old. 50 years of top-notch quality, and we're celebrating it big. Starting from 15% discounts on appliances from any Media showroom or authorized reseller. Join the celebration of Media at 50. We have amazing home appliances at great discounts. Tabletop fridges starting at 499 Ghana cedis. 4-burner gas cookers starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Chest freezers are also starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! And so many appliances for you to choose from. Remember, it's a celebration. It's Media at 50 big sales on appliances. Visit a Media showroom or authorized reseller now, or call us on 0503 400 600. It's the Media at 50 promotion. Terms and conditions apply.
The other day, as I was in my kitchen preparing my special jollof made with lily rice for my family, I heard a knock at the door. It was my mechanic. Instead of calling me to pick my car, he brought it himself. I said, "Cho," he said, "F-O." I said, "Take the car back. I will come and pick it myself." As I turned off the fire from under the lily jollof, there was another knock at the door. It was my neighbor. I said, neighbor. He said, "F-O, my dog has jammed your wall again, oh." I said, "Don't be silly. You don't have a dog." My wife and kids came home, and we sat down to enjoy. So, it was my pastor. He said, "Bless you." I said, "Bless you too." He said, "Did he come to church on Saturday?" I said, "Acho, but why are you coming to tell me this on Wednesday?"
Having to fend off visitors at mealtimes because of Lele's tasty aromatic rice? Celebrate every mealtime by sharing with friends and family near or far. Lele, tasty food, happy family.
Acho.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. There is a bank in town, solid and strong, giving you the service you desire. It's Commerce Savings and Loans. We give you financial security you deserve through our Susu account, church account, fixed account, kiddie account, and many more. Our JD loan for churches, asset finance, federal loans, and others have interest rates that are perfect for any pocket. At Commerce Savings and Loans, we make life convenient for you. Make payments on all mobile network, pay for DSTV, mobile money, TV license, and many others. Call us on 0302 767 827 or 667 783. Commerce Savings and Loan. We offer you a relationship beyond.
Welcome to Entrance University College of Health Sciences, the newest health university college here in Ghana, poised to add in value to the pharmaceutical industry in the country. Entrance was set up to meet the high demand for research and in-depth knowledge for pharmacy. We are accredited by the National Accreditation Board, affiliated with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Students have the unique opportunity to hands-on training with the Entrance University Hospital and the Entrance Pharmaceutical and Research Center. School starts in September 2018. Call us on 050-908-6631 or 050-908-6651. Enroll now. You can locate us at Opoigono off the Spintesh Road, Accra. Entrance University College of Health Sciences, your preferred choice for pharmaceutical and allied health training.
It's time to experience something different, unexpected, and definitely beyond banking. It's a new era at GCB Bank, Ghana's most welcoming bank, where we offer you a world of financial security, flexibility, and convenience. We swiftly serve you with over 180 branches and 300 ATMs, and provide e-banking solutions that make it possible for you to bank anywhere, anytime. When you need a personal loan, sooner is better than later, so we give it to you in 24 hours to make sure the experience is always memorable. At GCB, your opportunities are limitless and we keep you smiling at all times. We're bigger and better, ready to take you beyond banking. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! Media is 50! Media, your #1 air conditioner and appliance manufacturer, is 50 years old. 50 years of top-notch quality, and we're celebrating it big. Starting from 15% discount on appliances from any Media showroom or authorized reseller. Join the celebration of Media at 50. We have amazing home appliances at great discounts. Tabletop fridges starting at 499 Ghana cedis. 4-burner gas cookers starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Chest freezers are also starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! And so many appliances for you to choose from. One so better, dear. Remember, it's a celebration. It's Media at 50 big sales on appliances. Visit a Media showroom or authorized reseller now, or call us on 0503 400 600. It's the Media at 50 promotion. Terms and conditions apply.
Time waits for no man. The future belongs to the brave. Nothing comes without a fight. Fight for a better future. Fight to change the world.
Make your mark at Academic City College with its new campus in Hacho, Accra. With activity-based learning and premium teaching talent, take your education beyond the theoretical classroom.
Visit www.accghana.com. Admissions open now for September 2018. Academic City, unlocking potential, one leader at a time.
What's your thing? Corporate guy, shirt and tie, heels and scarves? You got to meet those KPIs, buddy. Appraisal is coming up soon. Pressure! But as we say, because we go die, we no go sleep. What's your thing? Friday night out with the buddies or the ladies, bonding over drinks and gossips. Find you at Kiki Biso Corner. Kwesi Artist Grind Day, blasting through the speakers. Dreaded Monday, couple of days away, no fears. Work hard, play hard. Hashtag Journey to the Top. Let's do your thing. Stanbic Bank. Moving forward.
Bursting through. Fazio.
Hey, new phone, new TV. Why? New job, Anna?
Same double. Man, forget to say every month of August inside we day. MTN Mumu, match no flow second stone.
Hey, you talk true.
Exciting things are happening with MTN Mumu. Anti-Koswa pump your MTN Mumu wallet. No fire payments, send money, shut our bills. Just do more on your MTN Mumu. For building more points, now winning more. iPhone 10, Samsung S9 Plus, Samsung TV sets, and they up to 2,000 cedis e-cash. Who better free every month? And you're baby. 80 daily, *120# for check your points. Promo where you're locking it down till 31st October 2018. FAT, Uwinia promo code BIA. Untiashi, Asana Wajo price. Uwinia number bako pair and a befrel 0244 300 000. Now about Joe price our MTN office. MTN Enfa text message and Chadie. 80 Koswa. Just Momo it everywhere you go. MTN Momo. I is a coat, a channel, a Taribian ho. TNC supply.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
#22. To send you money, and you can receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram direct to account service, there is no PIN code wahala. You can access your money on all ATMs in Ghana or send this to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or *767#. Visit our Facebook website or call our hotline 0302 210 210 for more. ADB, truly agric and more. TV from wherever you are on up to 4 mobile devices with the DSTV Now app and a Vodafone Showtime bundle from only 1 Ghana cedi for the daily unlimited bundle. All you need to do is be an active DSTV subscriber. Download the DSTV Now app and dial *900# to access the Vodafone Showtime bundles. Call 0302 740 540 for more information. Vodafone, the future is exciting. Ready? DSTV, feel every moment. 908-6651 or 026-870-2763. The website is euchs.edu.gh. Are you planning your home or office renovation? Chemo Home, your trusted supplier of complete bathrooms, showers, tap mixers, and accessories, has in stock all you need to make your home and office look and feel great. With as little as 38 Ghana cedis, you can buy yourself a bathroom accessory, and with 585 Ghana cedis, you get a WC from world-class brands like Ideal Standard. All these have fantastic modern features and warranties. So rush now to their showrooms at South Industrial Area, close to STC or Mechanical Lloyd, or the Spintex Road opposite Energy Bank, or chat with them on WhatsApp 0244 030 411. That is 0244 030 411. And follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Chemo Home. That is at KIMOHOME for great deals. Chemo Home, better life through better quality. Malik Abbas Dabo and Raymond Akwa are here with me, and we are talking about the operations of Men's Gold as have been gathered from the experiences of customers by Malik Abbas Dabo. So, and Nana Akwa was asking us this question, that he wants to bring gold from Edumasa and give it to Men's Gold to invest for him. From your interaction with these customers, is that possible?
Sorry, no, it doesn't. It's not. You must necessarily buy the gold from Brew Marketing. Necessarily. And questions are being asked as to do you have to deposit it? My answer is yes, because the only reason why you can do the business is to deposit the gold with them. And the reason why people buy the gold is because they want to do business and they want to earn an interest on their investment. If you don't want to earn an interest in your investment, who will go there and go and buy the gold? You may as well go somewhere else. But to the extent that you want to earn an interest, and that is how they operate, you must buy the gold from them and you must deposit it with them. That's the only way you can earn an interest. And they will give you an interest on the amount of money you spend. That's how the calculation is done.
With the gold being seen as only the medium of the acquisition of
absolutely, the gold is only a medium for you to submit money to them and for them to calculate an interest and pay you every month on the basis of how much money you have submitted.
Okay.
Just using the gold as a medium.
Okay, so Augustus has sent the same question. Guys, I'm enjoying your discussion. I want to understand something here. Can one invest with gold purchased from a different source? And that's what Malik has just clarified here. Again, this is information that we have gathered from customers of Men's Gold who have been interacting with us. I want to quickly, like I said earlier, take you to a section of the Securities Industries Act 216. And this question that has been coming up about what should we call the gold? Are people taking deposits? Are people doing something that is legal? I want to quickly go to the Acts 216, sections of Acts 216 that I have here. Let me do this quickly. Where are we? Yes, here we are. Pardon me, it takes a bit of scrolling to get there. Now, okay. This is what we have. Section 1091 of the Securities Industry Act says a person shall not carry on business as a securities exchange or hedge fund or private equity fund. It basically tells that or a broker dealer, a primary dealer, or an investment account, fund manager, and it goes on without or as any other operator required to hold a license as a minister by notice in the Gazette may prescribe or pose as carrying on the business unless the person holds a valid license issued under this act. So basically, all these categories and more that I mentioned, you cannot carry on that business without holding a license. Okay, prescribed under this act. right?
Yeah.
So you would necessarily require a license to. And I've moved from the section where they are buying gold and they are keeping deposits to the section where they are carrying out a trade.
Yeah.
When they are trading it. Okay. So what's the role of Men's Gold really when they take your gold and they take it to the international market to trade on it? What are they doing for you?
And one of the fundamental questions asked, which the PMMC boss was trying to explain and also wondered about, is if the return in some instances is 144%, if you do what they did in June, the 2 kilos is, that's what I was explaining about the 400,000 submitted and you are getting 500,000 plus value. You were buying 2 kilos of gold, and that's how they termed it. The 2 kilos of gold, by their calculation, the actual amount you ought to pay was 520 plus. But if you brought 400,000, they will give you the 2 kilos. And that would entitle you to 12% of the 500,000, 500 plus thousand.
Okay.
That will entitle to 12% of that every month.
You get 520,000 cedis worth of gold if you pay 400,000.
If you pay 400,000,
and they pay you interest on the 520,000 cedis worth of gold,
absolutely,
which is 12%.
Of course, you will pay a 5% commission to them, which 5% will be calculated on the 520,000, not the 400 you gave, because they are giving you a value of 520,000. They will calculate the 5% on that value, because when they are calculating your interest or your return, it will be calculated on the 520,000, even though you are bringing them 400,000.
Okay.
That's how much you're
Raphael Beecham has sent us a comment from Twitter. He says, Daniel, Malik and Raymond, if I buy gold from Brew, I am indeed at liberty to keep it. I actually used £1 to make jewelry before I took the rest to the Men's Gold Vault.
That's the...
I have a question that Ralph, you are tweeting from at W Ralph Pogsy. W. Ralph Pogsy. My question would be that, were you paid an interest on the remainder of the gold you took to Men's Gold, or you were paid an interest on the entire amounts that you paid at Brew Marketing? If you can, you're listening on Twitter. You're on Twitter and you're listening. So if you can bring us that response, so that, because the point Malik made was that you are at liberty to keep the gold if you want, but if you want to make a profit on the gold, you would necessarily have to take it to Men's Gold.
Absolutely.
And if you approach Men's Gold, what you want to do is turn a profit.
And if everybody kept the gold from Brew, Consort, or whichever grouping the name is, we will be here talking about this matter.
Absolutely.
It's because it's of no consequence at all. People buy gold in this country all the time. People do jewelry with gold all the time. It is because it's become a medium for you to make this deposit, and let's not quibble over this matter. That is the reality on the ground. That is why there's a concern in this particular case.
And Raymond, when you go, they give you an explanation.
But Ralph, let me speak to Raphael. But Raphael, thank you very much for the comments. We appreciate the inputs. Please respond to our question so that we can shape the discussion further as to whether or not you were paid an interest on the entire gold that you bought from Brew Marketing, or what you took to Men's Gold. I'd really appreciate
Daniel,
that.
when you go, they will give you the salespersons will explain to you, and this is according to some of the people who have done this. The salespersons will explain to you that you can buy 2 pounds of gold and keep it. So you are buying more. If, for example, you are buying 400,000 worth, they say you can buy 1 and keep that 1. And it's a souvenir or whatever you want to do with it. You can buy that and keep. That nobody's paying you a return on it. You bring the bulk one, that's what you'll be paid a return on. That's what the process is. So you necessarily have to send it to them. Nobody is going to go and buy 400,000 worth of gold from Brew Marketing and go and keep it in their house.
Okay.
Then you are not in business. The reason why people go and buy the gold there is for them to make a return. And in order for you to make a return, you must necessarily submit the gold to Men's Gold.
So my question has been answered. If I buy gold and I don't take it to Men's Gold, I will not get a return on it.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Which is a point that we have raised before, that if you want to make a return, you would have to necessarily take the gold to Men's Gold.
Absolutely.
Okay. I I don't know if I'm taking us back on this one, but does that not mean that you are selling gold to ordinary Ghanaians, as the Minerals Commission has stated?
Which the Minerals Commission says they were not entitled to do, and actually asked them to desist from doing so. Well, their lawyer said they are engaging with Minerals Commission. Maybe in the future they may tell us what the outcome of that engagement is. But as far as we know, by the time he was talking to us, there had been a warning issued by the Minerals Commission a year ago asking them to desist. And in fact, it is instructive to note that Men's Gold actually had a meeting with the Minerals Commission and were unable to persuade the Minerals Commission that what they are doing is legitimate and legal and permissible under the regulations and the licenses that were granted.
And that's in the Minerals Commission letter?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's which led to the issuance of that particular letter.
Yep.
And there was 10 days given for them to issue a statement stating categorically that they are no longer doing what they says it should not do.
It's been more than 10 months since.
Yes, and that's also where the difficulty is, because the indication was that if I give you 10 days to act, or else I'll come in to make sure that you do the right thing. And that 10-day expire, and we are in this country. We've not seen any statement being issued by Men's Gold. Then, and to be clear, was it the time they had converted from Men's Bank to Men's Gold then?
2017 September, they had converted to Men's Gold.
Very good. So for Men's Gold to stipulate clearly that this directive that was given by the Minerals Commission, we followed it, we acted in specific terms connected to this, and we did what they asked us to do.
And you have to also remember that conversion itself was on the back of Bank of Ghana's complaints, because Bank of Ghana had complained that they were using the use of the word bank, Men's Bank. The use of the word bank was a misnomer, and that they were engaged in some deposit taking in areas like Kaswa and other parts in the central region, which was in violation of the regulations of the Bank of Ghana. So it was on the basis of the Bank of Ghana's warnings and complaints that the name change had to happen.
Yeah, at first it became Men's Bank Company.
Yes.
And then it became Men's Gold. Yes, to sort of draw that clear distinction. I'm still curious really about, because Malik, you're the one who has been interacting with customers. After Men's Gold receives the gold, do we have an explanation for many of these customers as to what happens with them?
They don't know. In fact, there was a question which was asked a sales agent of Men's Gold. Where is the gold sold? They don't know. And the explanation they offer is that, okay, so all of the people who buy the gold from Brew, when the gold is brought to Men's Gold, it is sold abroad. And when they ask it is sold where, they are unable to tell. Which company do they trade this gold with? Which other companies are involved in this commodity trading on the basis of which the returns are made and are calculated? They don't know.
And the license, again, agreement they had with the Minerals Commission stipulates clearly all of these details, including those trading partners, those elsewhere. When it sends gold out, what quantity of gold is sent out is supposed to be provided to the relevant state institutions. And in this case, it includes the Bank of Ghana, to be clear.
And you see, it's one fundamental point we must make is all of these regulatory institutions, usually when they give instructions and their instructions are not followed or obeyed, they do nothing. It is the reason we are where we are in relation to the banks, because the Bank of Ghana, quite regrettably, is taking a rather belated action in respect of the banks. And if you read even the documents that we have been reading, all of the issues that have formed the basis for the action of the Bank of Ghana have been known to the central bank, and yet nothing has happened. Bringing it down to this conversation, the Minerals Commission's letter was clear, was concise, was categorical. But all the things that it said it would do, if certain steps were not taken, it has not done.
Including issue a public notice.
And yet those things have not happened. The changes you said should happen, the changes have not happened. And yet the sanctions you promised have not been issued.
In the agreement between the Minerals Commission and Men's Gold, there's a section under support for development of small-scale mining. It states in 2 that the payment shall be fixed at the rate of 0.5% of the total value of gold purchased by the company in any particular month, or any other rate as the Minerals Commission makes fixed from time to time. This one. So the gold that Men's Gold is buying, they are required to make monthly payments into a special account to be operated by the Minerals Commission towards the sustainable development of the small-scale mining industry in the country, where these payments equally be made.
And Daniel,
could the Minerals Commission have taken the money and yet refuse to act on the conduct of the people that they complained about in this case, as is detailed in this license agreement?
And once again, let me just point out that millions of Ghanaians are putting huge sums of money in
and that's the bottom line. I mean, yesterday I had a caller tell me that if the Bank of Ghana has found 610 million to bail out some banks, they should reserve 610 million to bail out Men's Gold on this platform.
Because I know military officers who go on peacekeeping, and when they come, whatever money that they have brought, they go and dump it in Men's Gold. I know Ghanaians living abroad who send hundreds of thousands of dollars and go and put it in Men's Gold. It's because the returns are rewarding. And in our interactions, somebody told us that they were bringing $300,000 to put in Men's Gold. Calculate 12% of $300,000 monthly. Daniel, remember, monthly, that's how much they take. 12% of $300,000 if you use the 2 kilos or the earlier promotion that they did. You're entitled to 12% of that amount. In fact, we know somebody who put in $500,000, $500,000. They've put this amount of money in there, and you are getting 12% of that amount. If you use the 2 kilos or the earlier promotion, 12% every month.
So 12% of $300,000, for instance, it's $36,000.
$36,000 every month.
Yeah.
If you did it for 12 months, 36
for $500,000 is $60,000.
Absolutely. So times 12, $60,000 every month times 12. It is very.
Oh, that's $720,000.
It is very, very rewarding.
Okay. Right, it's 2 minutes to the top of the hour. On the Super Morning Show, we would take the Joy Business Minute in a minute, and then we'll take these important messages, and then we'll come back, and then we'll wrap up on the Men's Gold discussion, and there's a lot more to be talked about when it comes to issues dealing with Capital Bank. Remember, a response has come from a management member of Parliament of Capital Bank, and forgive me, of Capital Bank, and we will be dealing with that response and perusing it with our experts. Stay with us. This is the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Business Minutes.
Hello, it's Darrell and Karen. Our headlines.
Assets of directors of the 7 defunct banks are likely to be frozen and sold to help defray cost of liquidation. This is one of the options Yoko is considering instead of an outright prosecution if these directors are found guilty.
Meanwhile, former board chairman of the defunct Capital Bank, Dr. Mensa Otabil, says he has submitted himself to investigations by Yoko into circumstances that led to the collapse of the bank. In a statement, he clarified that his position was a non-executive one and was not involved in the day-to-day management of the bank.
The Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation says it is working in collaboration with private entity SGS to levy importers of e-waste.
And Guta has rescinded its decision to stop Nigerians from trading at the Swami Magazine market in the Ashanti region. This follows a consultative meeting with key stakeholders in the retail market.
There's more news on myjoyonline.com/business.
Join us again at 3:06.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We are on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Hey, Kwame, what's up here? My brother, my wife has been diagnosed with cancer. What? My brother is here with kidney disease too. Oh, yeah.
Do you know the World Health Organization estimates that over 16,000 new cases of cancers are diagnosed annually in Ghana, and kidney diseases account for 10% of all medical admissions to Kolebu?
But thanks to Glycocritical Illness Plan, JoySMS, I have spent over 20,000 Ghana cedis on my younger brother's disease. Yeah. What is JoySMS?
Glycocritical Illness Plan, GSIP, provides you with financial support when diagnosed with any critical illness or dread disease such as cancers, strokes, kidney failures. Speak to GlycoLife today on 0302-218-500 for your GSIP policy. It is definitely in our interest to survive. GlycoLife, we cushion you for life.
Hi listeners, I am Agnes Spell Edem Carter by name, but love to be called as Miss Journalist. My dream is to become a renowned journalist in Ghana. My passion of becoming a TV anchor cum journalist is taking shape at where I am today, Blue Crest College. Guess what? I'm at Blue Crest Media Lab recording, and this can tell you how close my dream is becoming a reality. Millions out there with aspirations to become a renowned journalist, come and experience Blue Crest College.
Choose Blue Crest College. For admission, call or WhatsApp 0263 011 390 or 207 783. Visit our website bluecrest.edu.gh. Blue Crest College, education for life.
Same great bank, helping you grow.
Do you have challenges transferring money to your friends or customers with accounts at other banks? Are you worried at the delays with other banks' checks you deposit into your account? Do you have challenges paying your workers or suppliers instantly across banks? You don't need to wait for 2 days anymore. Walk into any ADB branch today and send your money instantly to any account in Ghana, or link ADB Instant Pay to your accounting software for all salaries and payments. You can also access ADB Instant Pay service on our mobile banking app, internet banking, and star 767 hash. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Airtel Tigo spoiled them big time. Sir, some new big time bundles view.
The only bundles I want hear about are bundles of cash.
So what about a bundle that gives you the most data on your 1, 2, and 5 Ghana Cedi bundles than anywhere else, and also gives you a whole 1.5 gig for only 10 Ghana Cedi?
Please, no network could give you that much data at that price.
Sir, well, Airtel Tigo does, and you even get a big 2 gig for the same 10 Ghana Cedis when you bundle directly from an Airtel Tigo scratch card or with Airtel Tigo Money. Airtel Tigo's new big time bundles do not expire. You can browse, sir. No more daily, weekly, or monthly bundles.
Hey, bad. How do I subscribe?
Dial star 111 hash, select big time bundles and browse, sir. Whether you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber, T's and C's apply. Get big time data from the network that gives you the most. Airtel Tigo.
The Buzia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, and the entire Buzia family invites you to the 40th anniversary lecture celebrating the legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia. Tuesday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. Come as we celebrate the life and values of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia. Special guest of honor, His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. The Buzia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, projects and protects the vision, works, and legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia, which primarily had to do with rural development, democracy, and education. We entreat all who believe in the vision and values of Dr. Buzia to participate in the 40th anniversary lecture. Remember, it's Tuesday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. All are welcome.
Luciano le me okon, no fia no ye me okon.
What are you looking for? Now come get it all. Great discount, Dodo. Yamafia so. Best bargains on our days. Everything here is a bargain. High quality, goods be a priority. So tell your mom, tell Poppy, tell your actually everybody.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Seven minutes past 9 on the Super Morning Show in Joy 99.7 FM. So far, we've been talking about the operations of Men's Gold as gathered from customers of Men's Gold. They have been sharing our experiences with us, and we have been relaying them to you and doing some analysis as per the law. However, we've laid our hands on an employee, so a customer agreement between Men's Gold and the customer, one of the forms that you sign when you get there. We'll be getting into that a bit further. And the former management of Capital Bank has also responded to some of the accusations being made. Should I call them accusations? Some of the findings in the BOG reports we put out last week. And of course, Reverend Minister Otabil has also responded in a statement that we broke on this platform earlier today. A lot more to talk about. Sending your messages on 0244 340 437 0244 340 437. Now, the Buzia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, and the entire Buzia family wish to invite the general public to the 40th anniversary lecture celebrating the legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia. Join us on Tuesday, 28th August 2018 at 3 p.m. as the Accra International Conference Center as we celebrate the life of Dr. K.A. Buzia and the values he stood for. The special guest of honor is His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado. All are cordially invited. Now, text messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by Afrodan. Your back must last you a lifetime, and Glyco Travel Insurance Policy. We cushion you for life. Afrodan is offering you today the most comfortable chair in the world, period. The Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair. It has over 10 thoughtfully engineered features, especially customized for your health and comfort. So just go to Afrodan on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade and feel this chair. You will be amazed. Now, Kingdom Books and Stationery has discounted all school materials by 10% this academic year 2018. So just visit any of the Kingdom Books and Stationery outlets across Ghana and enjoy the amazing discounts available from 1st August to 29th September 2018. You can call ahead of time to book an appointment on 0501 40 10 50, 0501 40 10 50, or call 0302 762 101, 0302 762 101, or log on to kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one stop shop for all stationery and office furniture. Now, for Monday, June 18th, First National Bank will reward you whenever you use your Visa debit code or platinum cards for transaction online and on point of sale devices. The message is money does grow on our tree. All you need to do is get your First National Bank Gold or Platinum Visa debit card ready. Start swiping for Monday, June 18 and earn some cool cash rewards in your savings pockets. This is not a promotion. It's a First National Bank thing. First National Bank, how can we help you? FM. We will soon be moving to matters having to do with Capital Bank. Remember, today is exactly 1 year since the Bank of Ghana made that announcement that UT Bank and Capital Bank cease to exist, and the customers and workers and property are moving to GCB Bank. 1 year on was the plight of the workers. What are former management saying about the findings of the Bank of Ghana that we have been putting out since last week? And of course, that breaking news we delivered this morning. Reverend Mensa Otabil, General Overseer of the International Central Gospel Church and former board chair, has spoken. We will get into this matter very, very shortly. But before that, like I said earlier, Raymond and Malika here, guys, we are boxing on. Like I said earlier, I have with me an agreement, a gold trading agreement between Men's Gold Ghana Limited and a customer. Well, so Men's Gold Ghana Limited is referred to as the company, and the customer is whose name, of course, is being kept for to protect this person's identity. This person is being referred to as the trader or subscriber. I was just very curious about what Men's Gold does with the gold, which is why we looked for this document and we looked for it, and we are putting this out. So I'll take you to the trading term. It says this gold trading agreement shall, if not anything to the contrary, be enforced for an uninterrupted period. This one is for 6 months. It's agreed that the trading period shall not be interrupted for any reason whatsoever except for force majeure. However, the trader may, after terminate the trading subscription period, and may request the delivery of the whole quantity of gold traded, which shall be subject to the forfeiture agreed terms in clause 6. Okay, so this is clause 4 of the agreement, and it has commissions. Each 7 points, each about 7 grams of gold is subject to this is not very clear, but what it says here is that each unit of gold shall attract 100 Ghana cedi commission payable to the company, according to when it is delivered to the company's gold vault market. Okay, the trader shall additionally forfeit 25% of the total quantity of gold put up for trade on the company's gold vault market with respect to application of clause 4.6. So here, there are commodity expectations, return delivery and payment schedule. There's a scope of the contract. It says the company, and as a full corporate authority and responsibility, declares that he shall be the clear and qualified right to deal in gold. A trader, subscriber, under full responsibility and penalty of perjury, declares that he has a full capacity to purchase the gold, to contract, and that the gold to be traded on the company's gold vault markets program is not from a criminal source. Okay, we had a response from one of our listeners who was telling us about whether or not he can bring gold from other sources. He said, and again, as you can see in this agreement, it says that you can bring it from another source if it's as long as that source is not criminal. That is what the contract says. So we've at least gotten that answer to that question, and it's clear here that basically they are giving it to the company to engage in gold trading. Whether or not they are allowed to engage in gold trading as per our laws, they are licensed to engage in gold trading as per our laws, as we read from the Securities Industries Act earlier. It's another thing altogether. We'll be dealing with this issue. It's not the final day that we are dealing with this particular issue, but we want to move on and deal with matters having to do with Capital Bank. So, like we said, it's been a year since the Bank of Ghana declared that UT and Capital Bank are no more, and GCB Bank is taking over its assets and liabilities and customers as well. Let's hear a wrap of the experience of a former deputy manager of Capital Bank who has had to resort to another way of living since at the moment he's out of a job.
Happy times at a wedding reception. Moments of bliss as guests party and dance to wish the groom and his bride well. Raymond Dankwa is the man on the grill at a corner tucked away from where the dancing is happening. he's dishing out sumptuous pork for the night. A thick smoke from the grill covers his face as people line up in front of his stand to have a bite of the meat. This time last year, Raymond was a deputy manager at the now defunct Capital Bank until the bank blew up its working capital, leaving it bankrupt. New owners of the bank had promised workers like Raymond job security. That did not happen. He was sacked, and 1 year on, he's yet to be paid his benefits.
I'm not the type of person who wants to be idle. So I find it difficult to cope with the current situation now. Cooking has been one of my passion and growing up. So I started what we call the Rat Kitchen, where I supply foods to people at financial institutions.
UT and Capital Bank had more than 1,200 workers. Most of them have been sacked since the bank's collapse, but many of them, afraid of victimization by their old employers and prospective ones, have been forced into silence.
A lot of people, especially the ladies, are scared to talk. The person who is supposed to protect you, the ordinary staff, is a friend to this big man who has taken bad decisions leading to the collapse of this bank, rendering you jobless. So you have to be careful. So a lot of people are afraid because of the kind of backing our directors appear to have.
Ernestina, not her real name, a single mother of one, worked with Capital Bank for 7 years, including the days when it was just a savings and loans company. Now she says she cannot even afford to pay her hospital bills.
God knows that I am not lazy. So if I have put in 10 years of my youth to work, and through no fault of mine, my company has collapsed, I believe God has seen my plight.
Back at the reception, dancing has gone deep into the night. But people like Ernestina and Raymond, living in uncertainty of what tomorrow may bring, continue to wait that what is due them is paid, and those responsible for bringing their years of toil to a crashing end will pay the price. Justice Beidou, Joy News, Accra.
So that was Justice Beidou's report chronicling the effect of what we've been talking about in terms of banking collapse since last year. Now, Mr. William Atuesian has put out a statement, Raymond, and you have those details.
Yes, let's start with his bullet pointed them. Key facts about liquidity support from BOG to Capital Bank. I will go at it verbatim. Now, Capital Bank received a total of 620 million in liquidity support from the Bank of Ghana, and not the 610 that has been widely stated. The facility came in 3 tranches. First, 150 million in June 2015, then 300 million in September 2015, and finally 170 million in November 2016. He proceeds to say, liquidity support is a facility extended by BOG to help banks with liquidity challenges to meet their obligations. It is part of the routine functions of the central bank as a lender of last resort. The facility, when approved, is held in the account of the bank at the central bank. Now, the 620 million liquidity support extended to Capital Bank by the Bank of Ghana was not free money, as has been suggested, by loans granted at an average interest rate of 25.1% over the liquidity support period. In none of its obligations, Capital Bank paid back a total of 255 million Ghana cedis to BOG. 10 million was made as principal repayment, while a further 245 million was in regular repayments of about 12 million Ghana cedi a month. Now, the total amount of 255 million Ghana cedi paid back to BOG is the equivalent of 40% of the entire liquidity support Capital Bank continued to meet its scheduled monthly repayments, so the bank was taken over. An amount of 130 million was paid through all-time capital. Out of that, 65 million was returned to Capital Bank. 65 million ended up in shares of Sovereign Bank, which were later surrendered back to BOG. An amount of 27.5 million earmarked as business promotion was called into question. Repayment of that has already begun. The remaining amount of 207.5 million was used for routine banking operations throughout the period of the liquidity support. This amount formed part of the assets of Capital Bank that passed on to GCB Bank after the takeover. Now, this point he made is summarized again, and the 620 is concluded. He makes a conclusion this way. The entire liquidity support of 620 million given to Capital Bank by the BOG was fully accounted for. It is important to note that the Boulders report is not new. As with all audit reports, this has to be interrogated. Yoko began a thorough investigation early this year that involved all relevant stakeholders. It is expected that the outcomes of any rigorous investigation will affirm this position or be very close to it.
Oh.
So that is the cracks. I mean, he also makes slightly some other points that maybe if you're interested in, but this is entirely what he issued in the statement. And you know that he first issued a statement. He issued a statement that says that he has heard of what is happening. Some of the comments in there are not factual, and in due course was going to respond to that. He indeed even referenced his lawyers working on this particular issue, and that there's investigations ongoing. Then this subsequent statement came. It came without him having to sign it, but later he confirmed being the one who issued the statement.
So Raymond, just for emphasis, Daniel, if you permit me, you are saying from this statement that you just read, out of the 620 million which was given them as liquidity support by the central bank, 255 was paid back in various sums.
Yes, to BOG, Okay.
Yeah. So 250 out of the 620, that means the balance is outstanding. Is that the understanding? That
okay, now I had another couple of questions when I read this yesterday. Remember that when we did this when we restated the fact that we had them on last week, Wednesday evening, we did a calculation and realized that the amount of money that was misused, according to the Bank of Ghana report, was 246 million. If you add what was given to All Time, what was given to Nordia, what was used in business promotion and various other means, it was up to 246 million. So at the time, we just subtracted 600, that's from 610, and found that some 363 million we could not say what it had been used for. It is possible that it was used for legal means, like it was used for the liquidity support that was needed by the bank. And so Boulders had no reason to flag it.
Or if you like, normal banking transactions has been tagged in this particular report. What exactly that may constitute in reality might be difficult to determine in this case. But that is what he says it is.
Exactly. So in that is there. Also, the report, Mr. Essien says that 65 million was invested in Sovereign Bank. By who? Because the Banking Supervision Department has the list of shareholders of Sovereign Bank. None of them has Capital Bank written there. Okay. So and how did they get the money? And were they supposed to give the money to these persons to invest?
You know, there was an interesting development. The board chairman of then Sovereign Bank, whose money was taken away from the bank, did not complain about his money being taken away.
No, they have. What's the term, Malik? They've said that they don't want the shares anymore.
Yeah.
The original Sovereign Bank shareholders.
So the man says, the money's been taken. In fact, his lawyer said, I left the bank because my...
Yes, they have renounced their shares.
Very good.
Their shares.
But
they have to pay me lunch for this one.
The amount of monies that were supposed to be involved. And yet, it was as if, the money has been taken. We don't care about where the money went to and how it got taken. So I'm no longer interested in the board. That was the immediate response that the lawyer gave us. And he told us that the guy left the board earlier in the year, in March, prior to all of this happening.
Yeah.
Because he suspected the activities of the board was terrible and that the bank couldn't be going the direction that his principles as a human being prevented him from pursuing.
Okay,
so
of
he
course.
Just gave up. Yeah. Okay, so you read what came from Mr. ACN, right? This is something a source we have responding to what Mr. ACN has put out, and he simply says that this doesn't make sense. That which you read doesn't make sense. He confirms, of course, that 620 million was given by the central bank as liquidity support. And you know, earlier we had been saying it was 610.
Yeah, that's what is in the Boulders report.
Absolutely, but it's 620, and Mr. ACN confirms that. And this is how, according to the Boulders report, and in fact, we are told that PwC also audited this account, and both PwC and Boulders arrived at the same conclusion after the auditing of the utilization of the 620 million. And this is how the money was applied by Capital Bank. Out of the 620 million, they made placements alone was 254.8 million. All-Time Capital received 120 million. Nordia Capital received 65 million. IFS Financial Services received 53.9 million. Miscellaneous was 48 million. And of course, the controversial one, 27.5 million for business promotion. And Daniel was reading a source earlier which claimed that this amount of money actually went to some persons within the central bank as facilitation for the liquidity support. It probably is the reason why it just has this omnibus term of business promotion, because in banking operations, what does that mean? Those who analyze these figures believe that this amount of money actually went to some key persons at the central bank. As if they were journalists, it would be called solely, but they're not journalists, right? Yeah,
it's instructive to note that, remember earlier, you guys raised the question during the news review that if Mr. Atuasian is being questioned by Yoko on the payment of these monies, on taking of monies from Capital Bank in Ghana must go back to go and give as business promotion to the Bank of Ghana, then we must look at the BOG officials. Absolutely. And then I raised the question at the time that, well, what we know now is that Atuasian took the money, that he's going to use it as business promotion. Mm-hmm. Our source tells us here that these monies were extorted from Capital Bank by BOG officials. That is categorical from our source. Absolutely. So that question is indeed valid. Yeah, well, I didn't say it wasn't, but then I said we couldn't ask it then. Look at me beating a retreat. I don't believe that. No, but that question is indeed very valid. Yes. And it is the reason why the calls for the central bank itself, that they're shifting around. And I remember last week when you were on this, I think it was top story. When Anotu Champo mentioned that 10 officials had been moved. I don't think that is sufficient. If this is proven, then the Bank of Ghana itself cannot absolve itself of blame, and it simply cannot just shift people from their current positions to wherever they are. And it's even before this particular, I'll let you continue, but it's even before this particular one, because the Boulders report stated specifically appointment of advisors when that was not done. When allowing Capital Bank, not Sovereign Bank, Capital Bank to set up when they hadn't received proof of stated capital. There were a number of
when you had only 14 million
when
out
they had
of the
only
60
14 million and when they were
required.
supposed to give 60 million. So there were a number of clear oversights that the Bank of Ghana made at the time, and this is according to the Boulders report. I mean, the Bank of Ghana commissioned report. And nobody is being held responsible for those lapses beyond the 10 transfers. Merely transferring them cannot be punitive enough, because how are you going to hold the directors accountable and seek to punish them when the persons who had responsibility to ensure that the right things were done and that the regulations were followed strictly, they themselves, either they were compromised or they were incompetent and they didn't do their job, and they get transferred, then they keep their job and then they receive their salaries. And you are seeking to hold the directors accountable for doing the wrong thing. But beyond the business promotion, there were other placements: Forex purchases 24 million, Accent Financial Services 17 million, and Commerce Savings and Loans 10 million. And
we know that some of this money was used for round tripping. And in the Boulders report, we explained what round tripping is. All Time Capital actually paid 100 million into MC Management Services, which is owned by Tete Nete and Abubakar.
And these people became directors of the sovereign bank as the shareholders in this particular case.
Amazing.
And the MC Management became the single security holder for all the shareholders in the same sovereign bank. Haba.
Say haba.
Charlie, and then Nordia paid 30 million into the same MC and 35 million to Breitling. So the 30 million paid into MC was also washed, just as stated above, to acquire a license of sovereign bank from the same Bank of Ghana who paid the bailout. So you sent money and they brought back the same money to come and acquire a license to set up another bank. I mean...
And you don't do due diligence. You're minded that the same people behind first are the ones who come back in different form to come and tell you that this is what we've done. And even in the acquisition of the new bank, so there's still breach procedures. You look at the situation as if you do not care about your own procedures. Then later on, you say, "Oh, we just found out that you are really operating in some form of a subterfuge."
It's strange. It's quite strange. I mean, because if you look in Section 7 of the Banking Act, the Banking and Specialized Depositors Taking Institutions Act 930. In Section 7, it tells you exactly what you are supposed to look at when a person is coming to set up a bank. The idea is that not anyone can set up a bank because you have depositors' monies in there, and those depositors have to be protected at every point. So we look, there are thorough background checks into you to check to make sure that you are qualified to own a bank, to run a bank, and one of those qualifications is that you have not run down a bank before.
Yeah.
That would automatically disqualify persons like who were involved in Capital Bank. Interesting points. These names here: Kwame Acheampong, Tetenete, Fokoche, Albeche J. Boateng. These persons were not seen to be involved in Capital Bank in any way.
Yeah.
So here you are, you go and present yourself to the Bank of Ghana that I am owning sovereign bank, so that when the bank checks you, they don't realize that the money you are even holding is coming from Capital Bank.
But why can't the Bank of Ghana be able to determine, for example, that the money went through All Time Capital? And indeed, the report in Boulders says that All Time Capital said we're arrangers.
Yeah, they were not.
We are not final recipients of this amount of money we're talking about. We were just arrangers. Now, the amount of money went through All Time Capital. Now, there's a security holder by name MC Management Services. It is set up by the two people who then become what they call it, stakeholders of what they call it, the final bank, the sovereign bank. Would it not be curious to you that these are the people who are known? So how come the money doesn't belong to them? The money went through All Time that was related to the same capital. Then the money ends up at the doorstep of two individuals. Two individuals then become sovereign bank shareholders. Is it not curious to any prying eye, which would look beyond the what they call veneer or facade that this one presents in this case?
And Daniel, the reason the central bank itself must issue stiffer sanctions rather than just transfers is that in order that this will not happen again, because transferring is not consequence enough. Because if you have an obligation to do something and you either neglected to do it or you were derelict in your duty and the thing doesn't get done and the consequences are dire as they are, the answer cannot be that simply transfer the people.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there is actually no reason why tomorrow somebody shouldn't do that. Or if the case is that these other persons were facilitated to look away, how do you punish that conduct so that it doesn't happen again, that we don't get to where we are again? It shouldn't just be transfers.
Even within administration-wise, we're talking also of a very substantive matter that ought to be dealt with. Now, this country, Ghana, spent 5.7 billion in bonds. That is how much we're seeking to save the situation with. That alone should be motivation.
A total of 8 billion.
Yes. That alone should be motivation for the review at the central bank, and not only to be administrative movements up and there, like a public servant who has failed to do something, brief failed to turn up to work and is being very like a discount on the job, and that's why the person is being transferred. We lost 5.7 billion in 5 bank situations in this particular case. That does not warrant mere transfers. Mere transfer is not punitive enough. Indeed, some will even enjoy this transfer because why? What's the point? What?
And most of the times when it comes to the transfers, they are not taken lower. They weren't called demotions; they were called transfers. So you still enjoy the same benefits.
They are moved to a different department.
Raymond, we need to box on. So, Malik, take us through the first section of this response to Mr. William Atuesian, and then we'll take these messages and come back.
Give me a second to pull that up. Okay, so we have the 27 million. We have discussed that already. Okay, let me do
I think you got to the point where it says they were naming the persons.
Yes, so
who renounced their shares.
All-time capital paying 100 million into MC Management Services owned by Tetenete and then Abubakar Abdullahi, and then 20 million to a company called Pronto Limited. This is owned by Pani Taki. Then 100 million was paid into MC, which was then washed through Breitling, owned by ASEAN. Then EcoBank and Fidelity were to pay shares owned by the alleged shareholders of Sovereign Bank, all of who have quickly renounced their shares. And this is what Raymond was talking about. Those persons are Kwame Champonche, Tetenete, Fokoche, and then Albert J. Boateng. In other words, those gentlemen were just fronts for ASEAN. They didn't put a peswa in Sovereign Bank. The Builders report says that 20 million to Pronto was also allegedly used to acquire shares in Sovereign Bank in the name of Pani Taki. So it's like a cyclical, just use people to front, represent as if they are something that they were not, but they were representing one person's interest. But
and what did Nordia do?
So Nordia, they paid 30 million into the same MC and then 35 million to Breitling. The 30 million paid into MC was also washed, just as stated above, to acquire the license of Sovereign Bank from the same Bank of Ghana, from the bailout money, which I mentioned earlier.
So this one challenges what Mr. Atuesian said, that only 65 million was invested in Sovereign Bank, because he draws a line as to how all the 185 million that went into All Time and Nordia was paid into Sovereign Bank eventually. So
through the same MC
Management Limited. And he ends by saying, what's Capital Bank ASEAN talking about? What have they refunded? Interesting questions there. It's 19 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. This person who wrote this response also had a lot to say about that 27 million alleged business promotion that was done by Capital Bank. He has a lot to say about that. We'll be bringing you that after this. Stay with us.
I am Dr. Acacia. Acacia gives your workers the best customer service and treatment options when the need arises, keeping them healthier and more productive for your business. Acacia Health Insurance. We place value on those you value.
If you swipe your First National Bank Gold or Platinum Visa debit card as much as Kwesi does, you'll earn so much free money, you too will be laughing all the way to the bank. Earn free money every time you swipe your First National Bank Gold or Platinum Visa debit card. Money does grow on our tray. This is not a promotion. It's a First National Bank thing. Terms, conditions, and rules apply. First National Bank. How can we help you?
How are you doing, my brother? I'm having problems as an architect getting quality security products on the market. Asa Abloy is your one-stop shop for your needs. They have strong padlocks with double locking systems. They also have security doors, hydraulic door closers, hinges, and mechanical locks, pull handles for glass, wooden, and aluminium doors. Also in stock are the Yale Smart Home Alarm System. They have access control for offices, residents and schools, hotel electronic locks, and safes. You can find Asa Abloy in Accra, adjacent MTN office on the 11th lane, Osu, Takrade, Kumasi, Tamale. You can reach Asa Abloy on 0302-778-029 or 050-133-9085 for further details.
The Buzia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, and the entire Buzia family invites you to the 40th anniversary lecture celebrating the legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia. Tuesday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. Come as we celebrate the life and values of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia. Special guest of honor, His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. The Buzia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, projects and protects the vision, works, and legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia, which primarily had to do with rural development, democracy, and education. We entreat all who believe in the vision and values of Dr. Buzia to participate in the 40th anniversary lecture. Remember, it's Tuesday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. All are welcome.
What's your thing? Corporate guy, shirt and tie, heels and scarves? You got to meet those KPIs, buddy. Appraisal is coming up soon. Pressure! But as we say, because we go die, we no go sleep. What's your thing? Friday night out with the buddies or the ladies, bonding over drinks and gossips. Find you at Kiki Biso Corner. Kwesi Artist Grind Day blasting through the speakers. Dreaded Monday, couple of days away, no fears. Work hard, play hard. Hashtag journey to the top. Let's do your thing. Stanbic Bank. Moving forward.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no!
But I had to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters.
MTN, everywhere you go. Yes! Adom Praise 2018! He's giving me victory. Ghana, it's time for God Almighty to inhabit the praises of His people. Adom Praise 2018 brings you a dynamic assembly of the finest praise and worship leaders. Let's join hearts with one accord to glorify the Lord of hosts. The gateway of heaven will open as Dinah Hamilton, Sax Bossa, Willie and Mike, Pastor Kwame Manukwe and Kweku Jesse usher us to the heavenly throne room. The dew of heaven will fall on the ministration of Elder Mreku and Eben to shatter all yokes to declare victory.
There is power in your name.
The date is Friday, 31st August 2018, and the venue is Perez Dome, Jolu Junction. Join the conversation. Hashtag Adom Praise 18. Adom Praise 2018 is brought to you by Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? And Yield Money Plus, Fasusuto, sponsors DBS Roofing Sheet, Roof Papa Fie, Belacqua, Proudly Ghanaian, Dr. Caesar Lina Energy Drink, Adabrejo, Away, Amanak Real Estate. You dream it, we build it. Franco Trading Enterprise, Phone Papa Fie, Vitamilk, a meal on its own. Classic No Mosquito Coil and Spray, Wubede Feely, Escort Security Services. Think safety, choose Escort Security. Goldman Capital, financial support, solid as gold. Fresh Lady, Yopo Fresh. Araba Basin Pills, Maya Obasima, Papa's Pizza. Taste it, love it. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing, securing your blessings. Media partners, Precious TV, Footprint TV, Sweet Melodies FM, Sunny FM, DU TV, and powered by the Multimedia Group Limited. Adom 106.3 FM. Yeah, tough. Adom Praise 2018. Yeah, baby. This has given you victory.
Super Morning Show.
12 minutes till we step out. Here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. The internet is like a highway for your business. Have you ever spent hours downloading your business files or missed a tight deadline because of your unreliable internet? Now that could be a potential opportunity out the window. With MTN Business, your business cruises on the most reliable, high-speed, secure, dedicated internet service in Ghana. Plus, we offer round-the-clock technical support customized just for your business needs. Enjoy premium internet access specially designed for your business today, everywhere you go. Visit mtn.com.gh/business or call 0244 308 111 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. The Black Star International Film Festival BSIFF 2018 is at it again. From the 11th to the 18th of August, you will be able to enjoy a variety of events and activities for all ages and tastes, calling out on all film buffs out there. On the dates of 11th, 12th, 17th and 18th of August, enjoy a full day of film screening at Silverbird in Accra Mall. This is a unique opportunity to watch our internationally and culturally diverse shortlisted and award-winning films. Check out on Silverbird screens for filming schedules. Tickets can be bought through the BSIFF website, bsiff.org, or on the Android app. For those of you who are real film buffs, you can benefit from a special package, the Film Buff Package, unlimited film screenings for only 100 Ghana cedis. Students, get your unlimited screening package for only 50 Ghana cedis. Immerse yourself into African culture through cinema. Unfortunately, we will be unable to bring you the section of the response to Mr. William Matuesian as stated earlier. Apologies for that. But we have a lot of your messages that we will be reading shortly. Stay with us. This is the Super Morning Show.
My dear, getting a new asset will make me feel on top of the world. Look, I'm thinking of getting a new car, a house, an acre of land, and a new truck for the business.
No doubts, my darling. But why not first check to ensure the security of these assets before you buy?
You are right. With some people using their assets to take loans from different banks, while others sell properties which do not belong to them to innocent buyers, you and I have no choice but to quickly fall on the collateral registry to know the true status of any property we want to buy or accept as collateral for loan.
You better act now.
Don't lose guard. The Collateral Registry of the Bank of Ghana is the one-stop place for banks and individuals to check the true state of an asset. Contact the Bank of Ghana's Collateral Registry at the City House 11th floor or call 0243 543 931.
Collateral Registry, securing your transaction.
This message was brought to you by the World Bank Group and IFC in partnership with the Bank of Ghana and with support from the State Secretariat for Economic Affairs, SECO.
Oh, Jam, why you make quiet like that?
Oh, Charlie, I'll go do some POP, give somebody where the cornice is not fine, crap.
I always they tell you, see, for decorative roses and cornices, the solution be interface. Them have different imported cornices and roses in different designs and shapes. Installing them be so easy, and it go give your customer the finishing he wants.
Oh, Jam, take me go Interface right now before I lose this customer.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at www.interfacelimited.com.
MNC Group, House of Realities, offers you a boutique that business dreams thrive on. They are MNC Management Consult, MNC Logistics and Trading, MNC Properties, MNC Energy, and MNC Finance. All around the globe, MNC Group provides a shelter for good business and trustworthy relationship. Step under the MNC Group canopy and enjoy best business results. We are located at plot 259, Carrot Avenue, East Legon, adjacent Lizzie Sports Complex. Telephone 0302-998-246. We are also located across the world in Dubai and Sharjah in UAE, Guangzhou in China, Joburg in South Africa, and Douala in Cameroon. MNC Group, House of Realities.
Bibiara wa melkom Luciano le melkom No fiano ye melkom. What are you looking for? Now come got it all. Great discount, dodo. Yamafia so. Best bargains on our days. Everything here is a bargain. high quality, goods be a priority. So tell your mom, tell Poppy, tell your actually everybody.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relieves the symptoms of flu, colds, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pains. After the day's sports workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is effective against rheumatic pains. You can find FPAC in all pharmacy and chemical select shops throughout the country. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior follows in the tradition of FPAC tablets, a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold, and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away.
Morning Show.
It's 5 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And it's time for us to go. Sometimes you don't know where the 4 hours go to when you sit down to begin, but we have to end. Let me take a few of your messages before I go. It says here, the men's gold issue is the tip of the iceberg. Come to Sowam and see a company, I won't mention the name here,